What do you think each family member's reaction will be to my weight loss? Did you ever feel like you had to be less pretty to make me feel better? Do you think there's a genetic component to my weight loss struggles? Do you feel your parents were more or less involved with our food choices as we grew up? A little bit. See, this is news to me. What is your sister doing to encourage you? Oh. But were you treated differently growing up with food and clothes shopping? Did y'all ever have spats because of jealousy between you two? Yes, the answer is yes. Why do you think your sister's prettier? You're both gorgeous. Exactly. Was Sierra treated differently being the heavier one? Describe the evolution of your relationship from kids to teens to adults. Why do you think you have such different relationships to food? Given the publicness of social media, how have you kept this from your family, being that it's public content? How do you bring up weight and health to an overweight but dearly beloved sister? Why do you speak so badly of yourself? You're both beautiful even though you aren't skinny like her. You guys are in for a treat. Today is a special episode that I have been waiting for the right opportunity to drop, and I think today is the day. About 2 months ago in July, my little sister came to visit. She's the only one who knows about my Ghost and Glow Up weight loss journey. She has been my biggest supporter. And I asked you guys, give me some questions that you have for us. And the outpouring of questions that you guys had for us was wild. Like, there was just hundreds of questions that you guys had for us to answer. A lot of them were very similar. So her and I sat down and took the time to just go through those questions that you had for us, because we are different. I've always been the biggest one in the family. She's always been at a healthy weight. And so we've always differed in certain ways with that. And our mindsets about health and weight are just very different. So I'm really excited to just give you kind of a glimpse into our relationship, a glimpse into what it was like growing up, having a thinner sister, or vice versa, her having a bigger sister that's always struggled with food and things like that. And so I'm really excited to just kind of jump into this with you. So without further ado, here's a little Q&A with me and my little sissy. Hey, sissy. No, I just kind of need a pep talk right now. A pep talk from my sister usually results in me crying and her giving me a lot of tough love that I need, but didn't necessarily ask for. Yeah, I've been plateaued for literally like almost 2 weeks, it feels like at this point. And honestly, I'm at the point where I just want to quit. I'm over the entire thing. She is on the other side of that phone, freaking out, telling me, you cannot quit. This is your time. You are going to do this. You have got to crush these goals. And I'm sitting there like, I really needed this. I needed this. She's the best hype woman, cheerleader, hype woman, cheer squad. But she also asks me those tough questions that nobody else will ask me. Like, Sierra, what are you really eating? Are you exercising hard? Are you pushing yourself? What are you doing that you shouldn't be doing? Are you drinking enough water? Are you getting in your steps? She's asking me the questions that nobody else has the guts to ask me, and I appreciate that. Yeah, I know people are depending on me, but like, it's making me want to give up, honestly. Like, I'm putting in all this effort. I know, I think I need to pivot and like refocus and think about like, yeah, the scale is a tool. I know it's a tool, but it also helps me to see like where I'm screwing up, what I need to fix and readjust and realign. And I know I can do it. I know I'm going to do it. I refuse to give up, but that doesn't mean it's not hard. It's just like in my head, there's just this battle going on. Like, I want to quit. I'm not going to, but I want to. And every single morning that I step on the scale and the number is the same or higher, it is infuriating. The girl is my biggest supporter. And whenever I am feeling down or need to be hyped up or pepped up, I know exactly who I'm calling, and it's her. Do I cry? Do I cry majority of the time when we talk on the phone? Yes, but that's because I either feel so encouraged and like seen that I'm crying, or I'm crying because she just like pointed out all the things I'm doing wrong. It's hot. Sure. I'm sweating. We be sweating over here. Welcome to Fat Girl Diaries. We are here with my baby sister.
Hi, everybody.
And we are doing a Q&A. When I asked you guys to give me some of your questions for us, I got hundreds and hundreds of responses. A lot of them were similar questions, so I've compiled them and we're gonna give you our first thoughts, what first comes to mind. She has no idea what she's about to be asked.
I'm scared.
Yeah, so let's dive right in. So as everybody knows, I'm on a weight loss journey currently to lose 150 pounds. And this question kind of goes with that. What do you think each family member's reaction will be to my weight loss?
Okay, let's start with mom. I feel like that's the biggest one, I think.
That's the most important one.
Obviously, she doesn't know any of this is happening.
No.
And I think that her reaction initially is just gonna obviously be shock because like, she didn't know any of this was happening. She's probably gonna be like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? What? And then she'll be like, I had a feeling something was going on. I didn't see you at all.
That's good, yeah.
You think that's accurate?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's exactly kind of what she did. And she might tear up a little bit. My dad's more stoic, so he's probably gonna be like, wow, Sierra, huh, wow. You know.
Yeah,
I'd be like,
exactly
great job, you did a great job.
Yeah.
My brother will be excited too. He'll probably give me like a big hug and be like, he does this thing where
he'll be like, no way, dude, congrats.
Yeah.
Like, give you a big hug.
So those are the most important people.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you ever feel like you had to be less pretty to make me feel better?
No, and I don't. Here's the thing, like you would always be like, oh my gosh, you're the prettiest, most gorgeous sister ever. Like everyone thinks you're so pretty compared to me. No, those kind of comments made me very mad and just, yeah, I didn't appreciate them.
I understand that. I think it's more of a me issue. It has nothing to do with you. For you, do you think there's a genetic component to my weight loss struggles? Or do you think it's just my choices? Because I'm the only big one in our family. Like everyone else doesn't really struggle with weight.
I think a lot of things play into it, like different trauma responses to things. Because like you had a whole different
upbringing with food.
Upbringing than I did.
Yeah.
Well, in different ways, because you were the firstborn kid, and like
yeah, that makes sense.
I don't think there's a genetic component. I just think it has to do with like
how I was brought up and what my issues already were.
Yeah.
Kind of. Okay.
Because like I would say you have more of like an addictive personality than I do. As much as I
do.
Hate to say that.
That's true.
I don't like not knowing what the questions are.
Do you feel your parents were more or less involved with our food choices as we grew up? Our dad didn't have anything to do with our food choices.
Yeah, no, I would say our mom was involved with our food choices. Like we didn't have any super bad. We didn't have any junk food in our house. Like we didn't have potato chips and like Cheez-Its. I would always go to my friend's house, and I know she can also say the same thing. Mm-hmm. When we went to our friends' houses, like we would just eat all of the junk food because we didn't have any at home and we didn't know when we were going to have it next. So that wasn't always good, and I think that kind of created like a binge eating.
For me, you mean?
I mean, I had some too, a little bit.
See, this is news to me that she struggled with binge eating.
I don't tell people much.
I mean,
I'm not very much.
You're not vocal.
I'm more of like a private person, so.
But what you let's go on about what you said. That was exactly what happened to me. Was like I would go to my friends' houses to eat all the junk food because my mom never kept it in the house. But I also think there was a difference because she would let you guys have dessert and things like that, but she would tell me no. Like one of our babysitters tells the story of like my mom brought all three of us kids over and she said, Liv and Harrison can have cookies, but Sierra can't have any. And that story sticks out to me because that's just how it felt growing up.
I think my mom was just scared of having an overweight kid, and so she let that kind of dictate how she treated
me,
the way that Sierra ate,
and
like the things that she was allowed to eat.
What is your sister doing to encourage you? I guess I should answer this one.
You should answer that question.
She is constantly hyping me up. She is telling me how great of a job I'm doing. She's always telling me how beautiful I am, and she is my best friend, so I call her constantly, and sometimes, she's one of those people that doesn't give affection options, so I'm like, soak it up. Oh my gosh. But, I'm shocked right now. But, like, she's the one person I call when I need, like, a pep talk, or like, hey, can you give me some encouragement so I can go to the gym and type.
But I will also give it to her straight. I will not.
A little too straight.
I will not cookie cut
She
anything.
does not sugarcoat anything. Yeah. We kind of cookie cut. I think you meant sugarcoat.
Sugarcoat.
Were you treated differently growing up with food and clothes shopping? Like we said, like they were allowed to eat more things than I was. Like my brother would eat chocolate chip waffles, and my mom would literally put a Post-it note on them saying, these are for Harrison, Sierra, do not eat, which enticed me all the more.
Yeah.
But clothes shopping, I think we had very different experiences. I'm 6 years older than her, and clothes shopping for me was nightmarish because it was always like, just because everyone else is wearing that, it doesn't really look that good on you. And she wasn't trying to be mean. My mom wasn't trying to be mean, but it was more like she was trying to be like, make sure you pick things that are flattering, whereas you could pick anything you wanted clothes-wise. So she shopped with my mom way more than I did, and she was the cool kid. She was like the kid with the Abercrombie clothes. She looked cute all the time.
No, I did not.
You were trendy. You would try to stay on trend. That's true.
If Ugg boots and leggings.
But that was
actually,
that was
bear claw boots and leggings in a sweatshirt. If that's on trend, then
it was back then.
Heck yeah.
We're old now. Did y'all ever have spats because of jealousy between you two?
Yes.
A lot. More on my end. I was a jealous one. I don't even know.
There's some things, but I don't know if I should.
You can say what you want to say. Go ahead. Let's be transparent.
Okay.
Oh no, I have no idea what she's gonna say.
It has to do with the wedding.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's
when we
real
came
life.
to like wedding planning and stuff, there was a lot of like comparison, like mom and dad didn't let me do this, but they're letting you do this, or like when it came to the wedding dress, like, oh my gosh, you look so pretty in your wedding dress, like I didn't feel that good.
Yeah, I even had a meltdown on her wedding day because she looked so good, and I started like screaming and crying. It was like
you weren't screaming, but
I got real emotional.
You just got emotional
and mad, and I had to like leave for a little while and like have a freak out because I couldn't believe how good she looked in. Like I was jealous. I was very jealous because I never in my whole life have gotten to feel like I'm beautiful, and I feel like it's just so natural for her to like she just always looks good. And that's hard for me. So we've had a lot of fights about that. And you want to know a secret? A lot of guys have told me they wished I was her.
What?
I have been kissing people in my past before I was married. They're literally like, I wish this was your sister.
That's gross because I was probably underage, so.
Well, still, but it's like, I've always been compared to her. And she's the prettier one, in my opinion. She's beautiful.
And we get in fights about this.
We still get in fights about it. So, yes, the answer is yes. Why do you think your sister's prettier? You're both gorgeous.
Exactly.
I don't
Next.
Okay. Was Sierra treated differently being the heavier one? We kind of touched on that a little bit.
I don't think by the outside world that you were treated differently.
I don't know. That's a hard question to answer. I feel like I was. I feel like I've always been kind of the black sheep in every situation. Like, and especially because I wanted to be a musical theater performer, like I was always typecast and all that stuff because of my weight, which is huge. I mean, and by boys treat you differently. I mean, it's just like facts, you know? Describe the evolution of your relationship from kids to teens to adults.
Okay, so kids, we would we would play. She's 6 years older than I am, so like I was 6 and she was 12, but we would still find times to play. But I feel like very quickly, like you started hanging out with your friends.
Yeah, I got
and,
older. And
we didn't really hang out much. I would just kind of want to hang out with her and her older friends when they were there because I thought they were really cool.
Teens, we did not.
Teens, she was out of the country most of the time.
Yeah, I lived abroad. And
I was in high school.
And we didn't really, like, our personalities were very different. And they still are very different.
Yeah.
And we just weren't clicking
but,
then.
I mean, Yeah. But then once like later in high school, we started, later when I was in high school, you were an adult already at this point.
Yeah.
But we would like hang out, we would watch movies and like TV shows.
And that's when we started to like bond and click. And I love that she's different from me because we balance each other out. We're like, I mean, we're both kind of introverted-ish, but I have more extroverted qualities, I guess. And I don't know, like her heart and my passions and our values and all those things, like kind of just started to align. And now we're literally like, my husband calls us butt plugs because we call each other like 20 times a day. I'm like, so how was getting your nails done? Calls later, how was Pilates class? Like, oh, how did the boys take a nap? Like, we're just annoyed. We're up each other's butt. Am I allowed to say that on YouTube? I guess. Yeah. Why do you think you have such different relationships to food?
Okay.
I mean, like even like
Here's
literally the
thing.
other day you were like, Sierra, you're in love with it. All you do, you're talking about it like you're madly in love with it and obsessed with it. It's hard. I think like you're viewing food as like, it's not that big of a deal. It's just what
now I do. I didn't always have that. Like I had some problems with food too, just because of the way that we were raised with it. Like,
yeah,
we weren't just allowed to eat whatever we wanted.
Which I don't think we should be allowed to eat whatever we want.
No, but like
it was like there was
if it's there, like you're not gonna want it all the time,
right,
and
right.
nothing was ever there.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I think I'm always gonna have that in the back of my head, that obsession with food, and I love the way it tastes, and I love the way it makes me feel, and that dopamine release, and that's something I'm working on is my relationship to food and how I view it. But literally, like, she doesn't struggle like that. It's not like an addiction, like a terrible addiction where it's all she can think about. She can't control it. Like, that's how it is for me that I'm working on. So I don't know why we have different relationships with food. I think we're just different people and we have different triggers and different experiences. Given the publicness of social media, how have you kept this from your family, being that it's public content?
I mean, I follow her account and I know that she's on this journey, but I'm a very good secret keeper, so I have not told anyone.
She's taken a vow of secrecy.
Yeah.
And we're playing it to my mom. You can hear my kids screaming in the back. It's great. And we're playing it to my parents, like, I'm really struggling with food. Like, I can't get it together. I'm at my highest weight. Like, whenever I call my mom, I'm like, I'm really struggling. Like, because I don't want her to pick up on that I'm losing weight. And I'm pretty sure, like, if mom asks you, like, you know, how's she doing with that? You'll probably just be like, I don't know. She was struggling, you know. We want to make it as big of a surprise as possible. And so you were asking, like, how have I kept this a secret? I literally just haven't told anybody, and I've blocked everybody, all of our cousins, aunts, uncles, their significant others on social media. So they're not seeing my content. And
I'm not even liking her content or commenting on it because
you don't want people
I don't want other people to see.
Yeah. Because it's starting to trickle to other, like, friends of friends, you know.
Yeah.
So everybody has something. What is your biggest struggle and challenge right now? I think for me, it's just like juggling all of these things. I'm trying to build a business. I'm trying to lose weight. I'm trying to take care of my husband and my kids and the household, and also food prep and exercise twice a day and do 75 hard and type up all these things and design a magazine and do all these million that post on, create content. It's a lot to balance time management of getting everything in the day. That's my biggest struggle right now. How do you bring up weight and health to an overweight but dearly beloved sister? So, like, if I was really struggling with weight, like, how do you bring that up to me in the best way possible that you love her? How do you bring that up in the best way possible so that, like, to address it?
I don't know if I've done the best job at bringing it up to her. Like, it
come
usually
across
comes up,
like interventions.
Yeah, it usually comes up like when I come to visit her and I like see it firsthand.
Because it can get bad. Like,
and
my binge eating was bad.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, we need to, like, eating a box of crumble cookies after I had eaten like one cookie and felt like nauseous because of how much it was. I'm like, okay, this cannot be good for you. And it really just has to do with like her health and like wanting to like wanting her to live long for her family, because eating that way and like treating your body that way is going to cause major issues.
Yeah. But it just has to come from a loving place.
Right.
It has to come from a loving place. Like, your tone has to be right. You know, you need to say, it's because I want the best for you, and it's up to them if they take the help or not, or if they receive it. And so that one time she gave me this intervention, I was like, screw you, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I don't give a rip about what you're saying. It's not soaking in right now. And you just kind of have to keep being like, I love you. Like, it got to a point where like her and my husband were every day being like, here, you have to change because you're going to make yourself sick.
Yeah, like sometimes I feel like in those conversations, I'm like fighting for her life.
Yeah.
Is what it feels like.
Yeah. And eventually that will soak in. It might take 100 times saying it, but eventually it'll soak in. If it's coming from a loving place and not a condescending, not a critiquing place, like just only from a loving place. Why do you speak so badly of yourself? You're both beautiful, even though you aren't skinny like her. I think that's just a habit for me. Because I low-key don't like myself. I have a hard time looking in the mirror some days. There are things about my personality I don't like. There are things about my body, a lot of things about my body I don't like, but I'm learning to love myself. I'm learning to be confident in the body that I have. I'm doing every single thing that I can to take care of it now. I'm really trying, and it's just, I speak badly of myself, especially when it comes to her, because I've always compared myself to her. She's always, in my opinion, never struggled with weight. She's always gotten to shop and buy clothes she's always wanted to wear. The boys have always thought she was beautiful. Like,
but that's the thing. Like,
that's just how it came across to me.
But then we need to like have a reality check that like everyone has their struggles.
Yes, they do.
And just because someone's skinny doesn't mean that they have like this easy life and they like love their body. Yeah. Everyone has struggles, whether it's with food or the way that they look or who they are. And that's not something that just overweight people deal with. Yeah. That's something that both sides do.
No, I agree with that. What's a good memory and story from growing up together? What's one that would make us laugh? Like, what's our funniest story?
The Evan story of him surprising me at the airport is a really funny one. Okay, so my friend in high school had never met her yet because she was living in Sweden at the time, and we were going to pick her up from the airport, and I was like, since she has no idea who you are or what you look like, you should pretend to be her biggest fan and go up to her and like talk to her and ask her questions and like ask her for an autograph. And so he goes up to her. I'm just way somewhere else.
I only had like one YouTube video out. I was like, it was like back 2014.
Right. Like, I'm just observing from the distance. And he comes up and he was like, are you Sierra Hayes? And he's like freaking out, like, oh my goodness, I'm your biggest fan, like talking to her, and she like, believes it. She's like, oh my gosh.
Like, oh my gosh, you know who I am? What? Like,
and then I come up and I'm like, who's this? And she's like, oh, it's one of my fans. His name's Evan. Like, he just came up and started talking to me. And I was like, oh my gosh, Evan, like, do you want to come back with us? Or something.
And then I started to get weird. I was like, wait, why are you inviting him to get in our car?
Yeah. And so he gets in the car with all of us, and I'm freaking out, like, what are we doing here?
Why is there a stranger in our car right now? It was so weird. But we were all laughing, crying, like we couldn't breathe because the whole situation was just so obscure. Yeah. That is funny. It's a funny memory to us. Right. It might not be funny to you. Yeah. But. What are your favorite things about me that have nothing to do with weight?
You are, where do I begin?
Stop.
Okay. Sierra is a very loving and empathetic person. Like, if you like bring any problems to her, she will give you the best advice and like the perfect words. She knows exactly what to say. She can make you feel like you're being heard because she's so empathetic and like feels it with you. And I've always loved that about her. She's hilarious. She is really funny. Will just burst out singing at any time. Can really make anyone laugh. Like, truly, she's so bubbly and fun, even if you don't feel like it sometimes. Aww. Or if you feel like you're an introvert.
Well, thank you.
You're so bubbly and just the best. watching her as a mom lately, like the past couple of years, I really noticed like growth in her just in every aspect, like the way that she raises her boys with just so much love and respect, and she's such a great wife to her husband and takes care of her family so well.
Thanks, Liv.
Yeah, I just love her.
What a sweetie pie. I love you. The last question. Did you notice growing up, this is a deep one, that mom made my weight an issue?
Yeah. I feel like a lot of the time I was a mediator between them.
There was a lot of arguments.
Like a lot of
every day. About my weight. I don't
About
even
weight.
know.
And I was the mediator, like trying to tell my mom that she needs to chill. And yeah.
It was a very big point of contention between my mother and I, my weight. It was like she just desperately wanted it to like go away. And I know it now. It's coming from a place of love. I don't hold resentment. We've talked about it, talked it through. We've forgiven each other. But it was an issue growing up. And I'm just kind of glad that like, I'm not glad I live far away, but I'm just glad that I made it very clear when I got married, like we're not talking about this anymore unless I ask for advice. There's just kind of no point. And she's truly like been like, I'm sorry for the words I said in my delivery with how I came across to you growing up. Because I know, like, she's like, now that you're a mom, maybe you understand why I just wanted to help you and for your health. And like, now I understand it. So my heart's completely different around the whole. Now I understand why she was like that. Because if it was my kids, like I would want them to be as healthy as possible too. So it's just kind of flipped, and I don't hold any resentment, but my mom did make my weight an issue all day, every day, between my clothes, my food, what I did, all the things. And I'm just glad that that season of life is over. Yeah. So we got hundreds more questions, but we just couldn't get through them all. But these were like the top repeating questions.
Those are good questions.
And we just had a really great time this week going to the beach and just spending time together because she lives in Texas, I live in Florida. So it's just, we don't see each other that often. And she's just my best friend in the whole world. And I freaking love her. I'll always be the big sis to you, little sis.
And I'll always be the little sis to your big sis.
And I've always been the bigger one, so it just makes sense.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I know, me and my self-deprecating humor. But thank you for listening, and I'm sure maybe next time we're together, we'll do this again.
Sure thing.
But I hope we answered all of your burning questions. Thanks for watching.
Peace and blessings.
Peace and blessings.